Going on, everybody? Going on, man? We got another strong morning. Hello, my dears. It is Canelo Day. It
It's
is
fight week.
Canelo Day, fight day, man. But hey, welcome to the show. I'm Julian.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to Off the Ropes. You know where we're at YouTube Live. It's fight. It's fight night, fight day. We got, of course, the one and only pound for pound number one king, Canelo, fighting tonight. I like the shirt. And then, of course, for the MMA guys that maybe trickle in here sometimes, we got a stat card as well to talk about a little
That
bit.
was gonna be a fun one tonight, man. That's gonna be kind of hard to watch both.
Yeah, man.
To
I
watch
mean,
both things going on, man. Considering the card, I mean, like I said too, though, it kind of sucks that they threw this on the same night as the Canelo card too. So
yeah, it does suck that way. But hey, man, if this is the moment, if any moment right now, if I wish I was a praying mantis or a chameleon where I could be watching both things at the same time, it'd be dope as hell. But
eyes doing this.
yeah, first things first, man. It. I'm glad to be here, Julian. How you doing today, man?
Doing well, man. Good morning. Right here, posted outside with the mutts. It's beautiful out here, man. Freaking, it's a good day. Good morning. And yeah, but like George said, man, good morning to everybody here in Tucson, boxing world. Everybody's tuning in. I know it's a little early today, but hey, like I said, a lot going on today.
Yeah,
So yeah, let's get going, George, man.
yeah.
It's
Let's
off the
kick it
ropes.
off, man. Let's kick it off the ropes. Well, again, hey, so we'll kick it off with what the fights that just happened over the weekend. The Shakur Stevenson, the Katie Taylor, and here it is, man. So first things first, Julian. I know me and you, we were wishful thinking with a lot of people. We were hoping to see, um, I guess, what both fighters had in this fight. Right? We wanted to see if Shakur can actually take a power shot from Valdez. We wanted to see if Shakur was who he is claiming to be and what other people are claiming he is to be. I mean, it was. I'm not going to say I was disappointed as far
I
as uh,
wasn't.
as as a boxing as a hardcore boxing fan, because what you saw was skill. It
It's
was it's
boxing IQ.
oh yeah, man, right, exactly, boxing IQ.
Like,
Julian, tell me, man, what was your assessment, man? How did you break this one down? What were
well,
some things? What would yeah, pretty much tell me what you thought about this fight.
well, like I said, we talked about what we talked about when we broke this fight down, the pre-fight breakdown. It pretty much came down to would Oscar Valdez be able to pressure pressure Shakur Stevenson? Would he be able to catch him inside? Would be able to crack the body. But Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson. We already knew what he could do. We already knew what he was going to do.
Hmm.
You know, um, he stood in there though with Oscar. He didn't shy away from him. Like he when he was inside, he let Oscar go inside. He let Oscar get inside. But I mean, Shakur's a big dude, bro. I mean, considering what the hell we just saw, I mean, he's not a one. He shouldn't be at 130. And Bob Arum's right about what he said too. He should not. I mean, why unify 130? You're just gonna kill these dudes. There's no money in those fights. 135 is where you need to be at.
Hmm.
Um, you know. Um, as for Oscar, I mean, yeah, he did what the hell he can do. He's a champion. You know, in his own right. He's still a champion. Of course, he's gonna get this belt back. I'm pretty sure Shakur's gonna drop the belts just to go up to 135. I mean, I really do think he is. I really don't think he should undispute the division. I mean, there's no reason to. Um, there's bigger fights to be made at 135, 140, 147, even when he gets there.
Hmm.
You know, um, as for Valdez, back to the drawing board. I could entertain him against Navarrete. As the next fight, or if he doesn't want to shy away from a big fight, I could see him fighting Navarrete.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, but I mean that would be something for him, I would believe, to see where his heart is
yeah, it's true,
after
man.
after this fight. Because I mean, like I said, I mean it's not like he did it bad. I mean he landed the most shots ever on Shakur Stevenson, 106 shots. I
Yeah.
mean that's considering what the last Jamal Harry only landed 72 shots last fight,
Hey, you're
73
right,
shots.
man.
I mean, but even Shakur said it in his own right too. Like it's the most I've ever been hit. I mean, that's the most I've ever been hit, and that's why he's a champion. That's why he's a different caliber. But yes, we knew what Shakur was gonna do. We knew the boxing IQ. We knew he could box. We had to find out though if he could take that shot. And but like I said, being the smaller Valdez, he couldn't really. I mean, it's just like nothing phases, dude, bro. It's like he was made out of clay. like like when SpongeBob hits his head with the freaking hammer all the time and still runs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah, you're
you
right,
know.
man. It was, yeah, bro. You know everything you just said. Like, I mean, I resonate with it like hardcore, bro. Like we both, again, in the beginning, we're like, man, imagine we were wishful thinking, right? It would have been nice to see like we were like, wow, what if Valdez, puts him down, or hey, I could see it happening, and yeah, of course, it could happen. We've seen what Valdez can do. He's got that power at 130. Um, I'm not gonna say like again. I was not disappointed. Yeah, it sucks that Oscar lost. Hometown hero over here.
It went 12
But
rounds though.
and won 12 rounds. Yeah. And there should be nothing. He shouldn't, be down on himself. The good thing is though, I'm sure we'll see him back in it. I'm sure he's not going to be shy.
Nope.
Usually when people do lose and they lose by knockout, that's when like all the questions pop up where you're like, man, what are we going to see from Oscar? Is Oscar going to be afraid to try to engage, or who's he going to fight next, or what, is Oscar's career over? And the good thing is none of that, man. Like he was outboxed. He was out IQ'd. What I do like what Shakur's been saying is, and it's gonna go hand in hand because he's like, look it. He doesn't like the narrative that people were saying that Valdez wasn't who they thought he was. And he's saying that because he wants the people to realize, and he said it from the beginning, like Valdez is legit, like he's a real champion. Valdez was, you know, he held a belt. He beat the guy that nobody wanted to fight in Burchell. Valdez gave him what he wanted. He wanted to fight him next. He could have easily went, the Bob Arum route. He could have went after Navarrete, but I'm glad Bob Arum was smart about this and made the Stevenson fight. But back to Valdez, I don't see him really taking this bad. It's just styles
No,
make fights, and this was just a
exactly.
style fight that was just tailored. It was perfect for Shakur. He fought the perfect fight. There's a lot of things that I really, really, really like about Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson.
There's a lot to like about this damn
Bro,
kid.
absolutely, man. And and the thing, that's what
Wow.
you want to see, right? When you see a young fighter, you just want to see what he could do, or
Well,
where
let's take
he's
it.
at, where he's at.
Remember. Well, I'm sorry. Remember what I told you the other day? It's like a mix of Mayweather with the De La Hoya style. It's kind of weird, bro. Like kind of weird to say, but it's just like
No, dude, that's a
just that
really
mix, just that mixture is just like it's like it makes sense to me. When I see him fight. Like he just has flashes. Yeah, I think his power is gonna grow. He's gonna grow into his power.
mhm,
He will grow into his power. I
yep.
mean, a lot of people are putting down Shakur too. That hey, he didn't knock down a smaller man in
Yeah,
Valdez, but hey,
that's not fair.
Valdez. But Valdez is like I said, he's a strong Mexican fighter. He's fought with a broken jaw. Come on now, come on now. I mean, this
Yeah,
guy's
what does
fought
that
with a
tell you?
broken. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What does that tell you about him? As a fighter.
Yep.
But I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, Shakur's leveled him with some good power, man. I mean, left hand. I mean, we saw those straight lefts. You can crack Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I just complete boxer wise. I mean, this kid is like out of this world, like out of this world,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like I
What's
have
up,
nothing. I have
Chicano?
what's going on, brother?
What's up, Chicano? Welcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Julian. And then,
It's
of
all good.
course, my other brother right here, Nopal. Good morning. Welcome, brother. Hopefully, your
Uh,
trip was awesome at
oh
Yosemite. I'm sure you got some pretty sick pictures.
damn!
Yeah, yeah, man. He was at Yosemite over the week. So,
Oh shit!
welcome, guys, to the show. So, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you guys very much, man. But yeah, like I said, we're just going in on Shakur and Oscar. I mean, yeah, we're a little late for the week, but hey, it's right before these fights go down.
Yeah, man.
But like I said, I mean, but overall, man, this fight. I mean, we had a buddy of ours, Bernie, go to the fight, and like, I'm pretty sure he had a good time. A lot of people are saying that the Oscar crowd kind of detracted a little bit, shut
Oh,
down,
that sucks, man.
but which is kind of, I mean, you expect that, from what happened, like, I mean, Oscar just couldn't do what he did. I mean, the game plan wasn't there. It's just he couldn't crack the code.
Yeah, and hey, man, and it's all good. I think like you mentioning actually before we came on, you're like, I was asking you like, what do you think Shakur is going to do? And you're saying that Bob wants him to go to 135. So I think that's probably a smart move as far as business wise, because that's where the big boys are at. Um,
Loma,
yeah,
Loma.
Loma's there, and it's not like he can't get all the rest of the bouts at 130, and it's not like there's not no competition at 130. You
Yeah,
have Ogawa, Roger Gutierrez, Conceição's in there. I mean, there's some pretty good competition there at 130. But I now that you mentioned the 135, that to me I think is going to be really freaking good for Shakur. And we're right now we're saying what's next for Valdez. I don't know. This might be crazy. Do you think there might be a rematch with Conceição maybe, or
I think there should be. I mean,
yeah,
I think Robeson. I mean, his last fight, he looked great too. I
yeah.
mean,
I don't think it would happen right away though, right? I would say
no, 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 heck no.
let him get a quick win, and then maybe later on. But anything can happen, bro. Like I mean, he went for sure. He could have went, like I said, the Bob Arum route where he wanted him to fight Navarrete. Oh, and then there's that name too to throw out there. There's Navarrete that you could throw out there as well for him to possibly fight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, we're gonna see where his heart is, in a couple of months. I mean, yeah, he's probably gotta take a month or two off just to see, get with Eddie, too,
Mhm.
and probably just get a style fight right now that fits him, that fits him best. And like we're saying, like I said too, I mean, I just feel now that there, or even a Robeson. I mean, again, just to see, if I mean, that's just yeah, exactly. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, yeah. So sky's the limit, man. For Shakur, I'm excited about him. I was pretty much on board with him 100%.
Oh
But
yeah.
we, obviously, again, when these young guys come in, you want to see where they match up, and you got to think about it like this too. There was even talks a little bit about like between him and Haney. Right now, like if I was to put them side by side,
Shakur.
resume for resume, like
Shakur.
you got to go with Shakur, man. Just look at the guy he just beat.
Look at the guy he beat before that. That was
And
regular champ.
yeah, exactly, Nakatali. You know what I mean? So, and
No,
there's
I mean
nothing,
Natalia. He beat Jamal Herring too.
Jamal Herring,
I mean,
and that's not,
those are his last three fights.
yeah, and that's not to take anything away from Devin Haney. Not to say that Devin Haney isn't, that good, but just imagine like if it's gonna, I think between these two guys they'll be going back and forth. So if Devin Haney's to win this Kambosos fight, I mean, do you put Haney over Shakur, or do you put him right there 1A 1B, or do you keep Shakur?
I keep Shakur up. I'm still gonna keep Shakur up. Just, I mean, like I said too. I mean, Cambosos came out of left field for us. We already knew what Oscar can do. We
That's
already
true.
know what we already know
Okay,
what Shakur. We already know what Shakur can do.
all right,
I
I
mean,
like that.
like I said. I mean, we're gonna find out in June if Cambosos is that Teofimo fighter. If he's not gonna come with that same fight.
Yeah,
Because I mean, we seen what a little pressure could do to Devin Haney. At the end of the fight, of course, Linares a little too late, but I think he produces a little bit more power than Jorge Linares does, and I think he's a little bit more agile than Jorge Linares was.
yeah.
And it's
Uh,
not, and not like I said, not taking away from anything, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I
mhm.
mean, from both fighters, but
All right,
I mean,
let's
it's
see
kind
here.
of, I think, what do you say? If Shakur took a big 135,
Oh yeah, he
yeah,
would.
oh, heck yeah, he would. Hell
Absolutely, he
yeah, he
would,
would.
man.
Heck
Eh,
yeah, he would.
hey, like you said, and
The
we
Loma,
saw it.
him in a Loma fight. Imagine that. I
Yeah,
mean, that fight right there would actually tell us where Loma is. If he's for real, if he's ready to take this next step, or if Shakur is ready to be the next big superstar in the stand
yeah,
sport.
yeah. And and we saw it for ourselves when was in there with Oscar, and they even asked him, what is his rehydration weight? He didn't want to give it. And I'm not going to say that was a leverage thing for him, or that was a tactic. I mean, come on, it's happened throughout boxing history. Guys that are like 6'1" fighting at 135. But
Fundora 6 foot freaking seven fighting at what? Freaking 154.
154,
Jesus
yeah. So
Lord.
there you go. So yeah, he did look big. Hey, the thing is, if you can make the weight and not kill yourself, by all means, like you belong in that division. So I would agree, man. If he was to go in, fight a big dog at 135,
Tank. There's two fights he can make. He can make the Tank fight. He can make the Loma fight at that.
yeah, I don't.
At that division. But I don't see Tank fighting him though. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I just don't. I see Tank just going to 140 and staying there.
maybe. But the good thing is, right? We know that Tank Davis is pretty much done with TMT, so he wants to get these fights made.
Yeah, he's his
But
own boss, bro.
yeah, but we know Davis has got his hands full with Mr. Rolly Romero. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, I saw him
again,
sparring yesterday. It looked pretty. He's fighting the guy that's actually does what Raleigh does. That's spar. You know how Raleigh usually puts his hands and he try to bully you a bit.
yeah.
Dang, he wasn't having that shit though.
Yeah, again, we'll see what happens, but that was big shout outs to Shakur, a great performance. I think right now, as far as 2021, I think to me that's probably top performance of the year so
Oh
far.
yeah. No, I give him top performance right now. I guess I don't see nobody hitting that right now unless we see Canelo run a clinic down today or or something go down. But
Hey, save it. We're almost there. We're
hey,
almost
hey,
there.
hey, hey, hey! I just said I just mentioned it, bro.
I
I
know
just
you're
said
excited, bro. Show us your shirt real quick. Show us your shirt. Okay. I see you, bro.
yeah. All them bouts. About to take another division too.
Yeah, so moving on forward with the show, also on the same night, which was Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, we saw the co-main event. And in our last show, Chicano actually reached out to us and he wanted to know what we thought about this fight. Liam Smith, Jesse Vargas, Julian, break
Jesse
it down.
Vargas needs Jesse Vargas needs to retire, bro. I'm sorry. Like he's been in the game for a long time. We've already seen him in here with some of the big dudes. In the division. 154 pretty much came to show that he can't do it after 3 rounds. He gassed the shit out of himself after that, man. Like he did well. I mean, he was still landing shots that fight, but there was nothing behind none of those shots.
Mm-mm.
As for Liam Smith. I mean, we seen him in this kind of a fight before. It's nothing new to him. We've seen him bloodied before. A lot of scar tissue on his face, and that's the reason he was bleeding anyway. Um, but Liam Smith, man, I mean, I guess he made a little statement that he's still here. He's still here. I mean, considering Jesse Vargas, went to 154.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm saying, I mean, Jesse Vargas I think he should just hang it up now. Man,
Yeah.
I just really think you should hang it up, man. I mean, bro, you have nothing else to prove. You're already seeing what you can do in your prime. I mean, I just, like I'm saying, I just feel he's done. As for Liam Smith, was maybe take a bigger fight next round. Maybe just to see maybe could get the title mix again. If
Mm-hmm.
not, I mean, like I said, just to see where you're at. Um, Liam Smith, like I said, I mean, he did have the KO. It's he's it's not he's it's nothing new to him too. I mean, he has KO power. We've seen it too. But it's just I really like the co-main event. It was cool to see Jesse Vargas go up in weight and 154 and but like I said, he just needs to hang it up.
Yeah. I agree. I think I wasn't sure what we would see. I think for me, when the fight happened or when the fight was mentioned, I was like thinking of 147 Jesse Vargas, and that was his best weight at
Yep.
147. So yeah, either retire, which I think he should retire, or go back to 147. I mean, right now he's busy too. He's busy in the politics. I think he's running for maybe some city council in California. Liam Smith impressed. He impressed. He impressed very much, man. And I was very impressed with what Liam Smith did. Um, he did what you were supposed to do with a Jesse Vargas at that time in his career. But that pretty much it. I thought Liam Smith had a good performance. I mean, there is lots. There's many places he can go from here. After Liam Smith, after beating Jesse Vargas, it throws him right back. And he even said that this is like a crossroads fight for both of them.
Oh
Um,
yeah. This
and
is
154 is another division.
it's
Is
pretty.
is a really good division. You could possibly maybe see him against Tim Zoo. Him and Tim Zoo would actually be a pretty good fight. Thinking about it,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, I could
I,
see that happening.
yeah, I wouldn't be too. I wouldn't be too. I wouldn't be mad if that fight was to be made. So that's
I
a
wouldn't
really good
either.
fight. But congratulations, Liam Smith. That was
Yes, sir.
a good performance. And yeah, so Julian, this was some
It was,
sick history right here. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. Leading up into it, we did a fight breakdown when we had Kenny T on. We said that they sold out pre-sale tickets faster than any other fight. They outsold, some Muhammad Ali events that happened at the Madison
right?
Square Garden. Um, it, I mean, what can I say, man? People are still buzzing about this, even
I
up to
am.
like yesterday. I was listening to a couple boxing podcasts that they were still buzzing over this, man. Like, what a great event, Julian.
It was.
Give it to us, man.
You know what, man? Like we talked about, with Kenny. We went in on, how underrated women's boxing is.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that women's boxing didn't sell. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor just flipped the world upside down on Saturday. They flipped the world upside down. Possibly a fight of the year candidate. I would say it is. I had the fight a draw. I mean, I could see why some people had Katie winning. I could see, the draw part. I could see the rounds that possibly you saw Katie winning too, the one
Hmm.
round.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see it. Like I said, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Katie, but I had it a draw going into that. I just had it 5-5. Um, if this fight was 12 rounds, oh man, I
What
just
about 3 minutes?
yeah, three
Imagine,
minute round.
imagine you
Yeah,
had the
yeah,
three
or three
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 3 minutes. I mean, somebody
Yeah.
would go down. Somebody would.
Somebody was about to go down.
Yeah, Katie Taylor almost went down.
Yeah.
Freaking the third round. Almost went down the third round, man. But that that Irish girl, strong as hell, bro. Like I
Hmm.
freaking son of a bitch, man. Like Katie Taylor was, and we all know Amanda Serrano could throw them hands, bro. Like
She proved it.
yeah, yeah, she did. I mean, she leveled Taylor. She was outboxing Taylor at the beginning. Of course, she got off of her game plan the second half of the fight. Kind of gassed herself out with the big throws. But she was still throwing. It was
Hmm.
nothing like it wasn't like she wasn't throwing or connecting still.
Hmm.
But it's just Katie Taylor's just a master boxer, man. Like
Yeah. Beautiful.
she showed. I mean, she showed it. She knew she was being beat after the fifth round. She knew she was down. You knew like you saw it in her face that she knew that she had a box.
That wait,
Like
that right there is impressive, right? You think about it, like
yeah,
some guys, you're in a fight, already, like you're like, damn, I think I'm down a few rounds. Either step it up or you just take that gamble. Like, well, I'm not. Well, we'll see what the cards go. Like she took
uh,
it in her own hands, bro. That was impressive.
yeah,
That's a
she
great
saw it.
point. That's a
Yeah,
great
no,
point.
no, she saw it, bro. Like yeah, you saw it in her face in the corner. Like even like her trainer tying her, like, you knew she just blew him off. Like I already know what the hell I have to do.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Like I
that's
know.
intelligence right there.
Yeah, like she knew what she had to do, bro, to either get this fight to a draw or win this fight. And she knew that she had to put on and she did in the last rounds, bro. She fucking put it on Amanda, bro. Like she put it on Amanda. Even though Amanda was throwing, like I
Mhm.
said, but Katie was just landing the bigger shots. I mean, the connecting shots too, man. Like nothing small. It was like shots that were launching Amanda's head back, and
Mhm.
a rematch I do want to see. I mean, this has to happen. I mean, we're seeing a Holly Holm possibly.
Holly Holm talking about coming out. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Holly Holm possibly coming for this one.
Holy
Uh,
shit.
yep. Yeah, I was reading that. That tripped me out too, and I read that. But I could see that. I mean, Holly Holm's a legend in her own right too. I mean, she's the
Hmm.
one that transformed MMA to boxing. She's one of the first to do it.
Yeah.
But she was a champion too in boxing. So don't. I mean, the homegirl still has hands. So, I mean, can't take away. Holly Holm still has hands. Just the age thing. You
Yeah, like
know,
yeah, like they
yeah,
say, that's one of the last things to go, right? Is like
the
your
power.
power.
Yeah. But I believe. I mean, there's a couple of fights she can make. McCaskill.
Hmm.
Like that'd be a good fight too. I mean, to do, and especially because they're both well, pretty much from the United Kingdom. Ireland. And McCaskill. That'd be a great fight. But I do want to see a rematch. We need to see a rematch in Ireland too. I mean, just like Jake Paul said it. I mean, he doesn't give a damn if it's in Ireland. But how about them fans though? How about those freaking fans there, though, bro? I mean, somebody even mentioned too. Why don't we have more football, more soccer fans come to these events, bro? I mean, did you see all the ole
Hey, you
going
know
on in
what?
that fight, bro? Like that was ridiculous, bro. That
You,
was cool as hell
you
to
know
see.
what? You know what that is? That it's not soccer, bro. That's just
It's just
the
yeah, Irish,
European
yeah,
the
European fan
European
base.
fans, bro. They love like I said, and you know it. They love their fighters. They love their soccer. They just
They're all
showed
about
out, man.
pride. I
Hmm.
wish United States fans would do that though. Like not taking away from a lot of us because everybody hates on each other in the
You and
United
me
States.
both, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like I just wish like we're like more united like in that way.
Hmm.
That's why we're the United States. Feel me?
Yeah.
But like hey, like look what this fan base did for this girl to even up Katie. Once they started hyping up everything, I mean, geez, Louise. I mean, like Amanda Serrano literally had a fight. Like she literally had a fight now.
Hmm. Hey, for me, man, this was awesome. We saw this at my work. Um, I'm not gonna tell you guys where I work, but we had this up on the computer screens. Like the dudes were like, "Oh my god!" Like some guys that. So here we go. Right, if you want to convince somebody to start liking boxing or get some new fans to boxing, show this to them on YouTube. Because I mean, there was guys there that didn't know jack shit about boxing, and we're like, "Oh my god, dude!" And they were going like, "You know what? We haven't seen this kind of stuff like in a while. Like even back to the '90s, like the early '90s when fighters weren't afraid to take shots that weren't, and that's what they were doing. They went in there, and it was the best of both worlds. You had Katie Taylor with her awesome boxing IQ, Amanda Serrano with her come forward boxing punchers box style. It was good to see, man. I think so. You said you had it a draw. I know when I watched it the first time, um, I felt like Katie won, and that was the early rounds, and then the middle rounds obviously belonged to Serrano. But the thing is, I think where a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, Serrano should have won," is the one that was hurt the most obviously was Katie Taylor, right? And we know
Oh
boxing
yeah.
isn't, and we know boxing isn't scored off of how oh, I hurt this guy really bad. Boxing is it's scored
It's a
off
points.
round by
It's a
round.
points game. It's a
Yeah,
points game.
it's exactly it's scored off round by round. So
Points. A lot of people don't understand it either.
yeah, so once the fourth round goes, you know what? There's not. That's it. Fourth round is done. It should have been scored. Fifth round comes in. Serrano wins the fifth round as well. So those two rounds are in the book, so that's it. It's not, it goes round by round, and that's exactly what Katie did. And to your point, where Katie Taylor knew she had to bounce right back in, get herself into this fight, and she did that. And my breakdown was Serrano's going to have some success a little early. I knew there was going to be some respect a little bit for like a round and a half or maybe
Mm.
two. And then after that, they both imposed both their skills on each other. And I knew that's pretty much how it was going to go was Serrano was going to win maybe these middle rounds and then start to fade towards the end. And I think maybe that was the game plan because I've seen it before. Like I said, I've seen it in their last couple of fights where you see the other opponent, like her face is beat the hell up, but it wasn't to the very end. That was the early, 4 rounds,
Bro,
and then
they were both beat up, bro.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
Damn, like they were both like
yeah,
Katie was bleeding from her eye. I mean, both of them were bleeding from their both right eye.
yeah, they
Both of them
were,
were.
yeah.
Both of
So
them were. So it's just like, damn, like what caliber of a fight? I mean, why? I mean, like just like we mentioned, why aren't there 3 minute rounds? Why isn't there freaking 12 rounds? I mean, at least 12. I mean, if you're gonna do 2 minute rounds, at least let it run 12.
yeah, so I think, yeah, dude. I mean, that's a good point again. But if there was 3 minutes in that fourth round, like
I think
Taylor
Kate
goes down,
Taylor would have went down. She goes
yeah.
down
Yeah, Katie
easy.
Taylor goes down. Oh yeah. So back to my point was I knew that's exactly what was going to kind of happen. Was Serrano was going to slow down towards the end, and that's exactly what happened. Like Katie knew what she had to do. She capitalized on it. She won in my books, in my eyes. I think she won from like 7 to 9. She won 7, 8, 9, and then the 10th round was a swing round for me. Um,
Yeah.
but it was for me. It was 6-4. And it's and then also A good point is it didn't matter who won, like, or if it was a draw, like it could have went either way. I don't want to hear people saying, "Oh, it was a robbery." There was no robbery. Like nobody was robbed of this. This was a great
That's
performance by women. Women's boxing is out there, man. This was, and then the viewership, like we just saw it the other day.
1.5 million viewers.
Yeah, just the other day we saw
That's
Eddie Hearn posted
this
it.
is women boxing.
Yeah,
I mean,
Eddie. Yep,
Layla Ali. I mean, you have people like Christy Martin that couldn't do this kind of stuff, but they did pave the way for this to happen.
exactly,
You know, and I mean, did you see all the talent that was in that building, women wise?
bro.
Like
Yeah,
like boxing women wise, you know, like dude, that just goes to show. That goes to show the amount of support, you know, that these women are getting now. You know
mhm,
that they want this viewership. They want to be viewed. You know,
absolutely.
and there's just so much coming out. I mean, look at Cruz. Cruz fought that night too, man. I was
That
shit.
was a sick fight.
That girl right there, bro. Her and I could see her giving Clarissa some problems, bro.
I think they fought already. I think Clarissa beat her.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea yet. Well, no, cool. Did they?
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, I
Uh,
don't know, but like I said, but I don't know. That girl's pretty strong, bro.
she was pretty strong. I mean, again, if you want to tune people into boxing, make them boxing fans. Like you show them this women's boxing, and women's boxing it's awesome, man. It's awesome. You have many YouTube channels that love to promote this stuff for the women, and we love to do it too, man. And it's because at the end of the day, it's the boxing sport, and we love to see women achieve what men can do as well. So again, rematch is definitely gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen.
Better happen.
It's gonna happen in Ireland. And Jake Paul, even though people aren't too thrilled about him, he
Hey,
did good.
he's the promoter, bro. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Like he should just leave boxing period and just promote. He can do it. He
He
can
can.
do it.
Yeah.
I mean
So.
that's where he belongs. I mean, if he wants to go in the ring, that's where he belongs.
Hmm.
As a promoter, promoter manager. He took what he did with Serrano, got her paid.
Yeah, dude, he did. He and then his first, I think his first Showtime card, he gave everybody a cut of his money. He gave
He did.
everybody the most money they ever made, in their career. So
Hmm.
whether if you like Jake Paul or not, I hate to. I'm not saying I hate to
He
mention it,
does.
but I'm gonna
He
go ahead and
does. He
mention
does two things. He does good things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does good things for the sport, and it's showing to me he does love boxing. He also loves, to he has a mouthpiece on him. He loves to run his mouth a little bit, but hey, that's boxing, right? All boxers do that in their own way. But again, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, history, man, awesome to see that fight of the year for me right now so far until maybe tonight. Anyways, but so
Ah,
before we get into
that
that,
could be a crazy one.
right before we get into that, we got to get back right on schedule, man, to where we used to be. Um, UFC 274 here in Phoenix. It would have been dope to see. I wish this would have been next weekend,
Yeah,
but for some
really.
reason, it seems like Dana White loves to compete with Canelo, or he just wants to compete with boxing,
He's
or he
gonna
just
be
knows
watching.
that.
He's gonna be watching Canelo again
Yeah,
on
he
the
will
freaking
be. He will.
sideline.
Or he just understands that's a good time for the month of May. You have Gaethje, half Mexican from Stafford, Arizona. Throw him on the card, and then the names on there as well. Esparza, and then of course Phoenix very own
It's Michael Chandler
Michael Chandler, and then
facing
also
Kukui.
yeah, Kukui. I don't know if he's from Phoenix. Tracy Cortez on the undercard. She's from Phoenix, another up and coming MMA, UFC women's box fighter. But this card is really good, man. You start, and then not to say that none of the other, fight like Cerrone and Shogun aren't any good, but I think the three people want to see, of course, is the Chandler versus Ferguson, the Namajunas,
Yep.
Esparza, and then of course the main event, Oliveira, Gaethje. Julian, tell me, bro. I mean, if you want to give me your prediction on all three, or if you just want to speak about the main event, go right ahead, my brother.
Like I said, I mean, Michael Chandler and Gaethje just gave us a performance of a lifetime the last time they were in the ring together.
Hmm.
All right. I mean, it was the same night, another Canelo night. Um, you know, Justin Gaethje, of course, earned his right to be here. Oliveira, of course, had a run in yesterday with weight. With weight, of course, he can't win this title tonight. Gaethje's pretty much the only one that can win the title today. Missing by point 0.5 pounds. It's just kind of crazy. So let's see what Dana White does today. As for Namunhas and Spars, I mean Namunha, we saw that girl freaking get down the
Yeah.
last time that same
Nama-
night too.
yeah, Nama Yunus.
That yeah, no, and we saw her get down too. I mean, girl can bang, girl, she's a warrior. Uh, but that's Michael Chandler Kukui too. That's gonna be a good one. I don't know if Michael Chandler wants to throw it with him. I really don't. But yeah, freaking yeah. Look at Chicano says she ain't on the main card. Nope.
I know, bro.
She's on the prelim, man. That's all that right now too.
Shit's got me
That's just
heated.
I was just looking at that right now. She is on the prelim.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got a good card overall. I mean, with the Cowboys on there, she always does a great show. Shogun
Mhm.
Rua. I mean, like I said too, I didn't even know he was still fighting until today.
Yeah, bro. And you know what's crazy is if you don't, I don't know if you know this, but he's not very old. Like I don't
He's
even think
not.
he's 40.
Yeah, he's 36, bro. 35.
Yeah, he had a really early career. He started off his career very early. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the main card is good, man. Like if our boxing fans or even our MMA fans, if you guys are watching, like it's a really good main card. It's a really good main card. Even though Cerrone and Shogun, you don't think a lot of people don't think they should be fighting anymore, but Cerrone is fan friendly. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
he'll
this is
take
most
anything.
likely,
He'll fight
yeah,
anybody. He'll fight
this,
anybody, bro. He
this
don't
will
give a
most
damn.
likely be most his last fight. And it is a rematch against Lozon. I think he
Yeah.
beat Lozon. So um, St. Preux and Shogun. I mean, St. Preux is a little bit younger.
The
I don't
Shogun
know.
has the experience in this and the power
Yeah,
in this one.
he does.
So, but like I said, I mean, it's gonna be a fun main card, man, for UFC for the UFC 274. Like I said, I mean, I just really dislike that they're competing with Canelo tonight. So it's kind of hard. So it's kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, that's the thing
Both.
that gets me, man.
Yeah, like I really wish you would have thrown this either like on a Friday, with yesterday, or
The next
either
week
or next weekend,
or the week before. Yeah,
because I mean we have Charlo Castaño next week, I think.
yeah.
Next weekend already. But
I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But when we have that fight, but I mean, I'd probably rather watch. I'd rather watch freaking this than that. Sad to
Damn, bro.
say. Sad to say. But hey, but like I said, I mean, you can't compete with Canelo night, bro. I mean,
Yeah, no.
it
And we
just
saw
sucks.
that. And we
Yeah, we
saw
saw.
that with just Canelo and Plant, bro. Just that fight right there outdid that main card that happened back, in September or
Yeah,
September.
that was when he fought too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think Gaethje. I mean, no. So okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and grade the next three fights: the Chandler Ferguson. Um, Ferguson, I think it's been done since Gaethje put the pause on him. We haven't seen Ferguson really do anything too much. So this is gonna be a dangerous fight. I think a lot of people though they do want to see Ferguson win. Even people from here from Arizona really don't like Chandler too much. I don't know what it is if he rubs people the wrong way. I hear rumors that he's not as genuine as he pretends or he makes himself out to be. I mean, I love the story, man. He's him and his wife. They really couldn't have kids. He ended up adopting, which is awesome to see. Which we're thinking about doing in the future. But I mean, Chandler, he was also given the title that he is Dana's favorite by Ferguson. Some people could see that. His first two fights were against top five opponents in the
Yep.
UFC. But I think actually for this one, I could see Chandler most
That's
likely getting a finish early too, man. I see him finishing Ferguson in the first because this isn't the Ferguson of old. If this is the Ferguson of old, you're gonna have yourself a freaking crazy brawl just like the Gaethje fight against Chandler. But Ferguson is already at the end of his career. I think he just needs to make a couple more checks, and this is one of those fights where he's just collecting a check. Namajunas and Esparza. This is a rematch. Esparza beat Namajunas back in the in the contender.
contender. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're seeing both fighters improved, more seasoned, more experienced, got their own little winning streaks. But I feel like as far, speaking of streaks, I feel like this is going to be Esparza's come to an end for her winning streak. She won some great fights, man, and her last few fights that she's had. But Namajunas being the beast that she is, I could see this one going all three rounds. With maybe Esparza winning like the last round because Namajunas slows down a little bit, but Namajunas is going to win this one. For the main event, it sucks to see that Oliveira didn't make the weight, man, because
Yeah.
it kind of takes away from the excitement of fighting for a belt. So now the only thing is now Gaethje's either going to win the bout or not win the bout, or if Oliveira wins, he don't get the belt, but then he gets another crack at it.
Yeah, if he gets an interim shot at it, then
Yeah,
that's
so
stupid.
it's
But
a weird
then,
it's weird. It sucks, but at the end of the day, these are their jobs. They're professionals. They should be making weight. They know what they got to do. They know what's going. They know their bodies. They know what they got to do. A couple days leading up into the fight, you do your pre weights, or the day before, your pre weight. You stay
but
away
that's the
from.
That's the difference though too though with UFC and boxing. At UFC, you have to actually make weight. If you miss weight, then you automatically lose your shit. In boxing, you have an hour, 2 hours
Mhm.
to make that weight.
Yeah.
But I mean, UFC don't work that way.
Hey,
You
it's
know?
fair. I mean, right? I mean,
I mean, it makes
I would
sense. It
say,
makes a
yeah,
lot of
it makes
sense.
sense. That's right. It's like you get one crack at it. You didn't fucking do it. Hey, sorry, man. You're about get
Yeah,
you
yeah,
short.
3 months. Yeah, 3 months to fucking lose this weight or to keep this weight off. You
Hmm.
didn't do it.
Yeah, I know me and the homies were talking about this at work yesterday. We kind of feel like it was like a tactic on Oliveira, try to play some mind games or whatever, try to take an advantage. But as far as as this one, how I think this is going to play out, we seen Oliveira hurt in his last 3 fights in the first round. Now you go against Gaethje. Gaethje's got the hands, bro. He's gonna he if this fight was the last fight that Oliveira had against Poirier,
Or
like
yeah,
Gaethje gets out the first round with a knockout. So I don't think Oliveira wants to trade with Gaethje because Gaethje's a great finisher. Once he hurts you, like he's gonna finish you, unless your name is Michael Chandler, and it turns out to be a great fight of the
yeah.
year in UFC. But I think Gaethje's chances are going to be the first 2 rounds.
But
Um,
Oliveira don't have a chin either, so that's the reason he likes to take it to the ground and try to
yeah,
beat you there.
and so that's where I think is going to happen is if Gaethje don't get a stoppage in the first 2-3 rounds, like we're gonna see Oliveira most likely getting maybe a
Submission.
submission. Hmm.
I'm
But
I'm calling that like that's what I'm saying too. If Gaethje don't end this in the first 2 or 3 rounds, first 2 rounds, if you don't hurt him at least in the first 2 rounds, he ain't gonna have a shot.
yeah, no. So
And anything after that, I mean, Oliveira just turns on the gas on you, and of course, like I said, he's just a submission artist, so he's just gonna try and end you any way
mhm,
he can.
yeah,
You
again,
know,
and then,
for
yep.
go,
No, sorry, I was just gonna kind of wrap it up, but it sucks again that it has to be on the night of a Canelo fight because now we're doing this watching both
yeah,
screens or watching our phone,
exactly.
but it's a good card. It's a awesome, phenomenal card, and especially here in Arizona, man. Like that could have been when we could have, you know, round up all the
Gone to
pennies, get the whatever, pull some money together. That would have been one to really go to, and that would have been my first UFC event. I would have loved to have gone to.
Yeah, it would have been fun as hell. I mean,
Yeah,
I was there when Pettis freaking shot off the freaking fence and kicked what's the name of the face?
and Henderson.
Yeah, Ben Henderson in the face. I was there. That was pretty cool. That was a
Yeah,
badass
sick,
fight.
sick, sick.
That
But
was
Julian,
badass. But yeah, I mean, let's
you know
go.
what it is, man. You know what it is. It's fight day, man. Who are we here to really speak about? Canelo, Bivol,
Jeez.
175. Julian, what's up? Talk to me. What you think?
A lot of people are putting this fight down, but what people aren't realizing is Dimitri Bivol is the most complete 175 right now.
Hmm.
All right. I mean, this guy beat the current champion right now, Joe Smith Jr., for this title itself. He got this title off of him. Joe Smith's fighting Beater Beef, in next month too. I
June.
mean, for that title for the WBC and WBO, right? Okay, it's WBO too. This is for the WBA. So I mean, I mean, the people that don't know boxing, Dimitri Bivol's been there. He's he's been in there with some pretty high talent already, being that he only has 19 fights.
Yep.
He's been in there with some high quality. Um, you know, um, Canelo. Canelo, I just think he will break him down. He will break him down toward the later rounds. He'll use the body attack. This is the kind of style that Canelo wants. Somebody that's gonna come right to him. That's gonna allow him to use his body work. What But what concerns me though is the right hand of Bivol. Bivol has a freaking right hand like no other. I mean, you have people like Dave Benavides even saying that's the most powerful right hand I've felt. That with headgear on.
Yeah, holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, with headgear on, bro. But this dude, we've seen him knock out. I mean, he knocked down Joe Smith Jr. twice in that fight.
And Joe Smith
And
Jr. is hard to crack.
yeah, and he's hard to crack, bro. Exactly. And what does that tell you about Dimitri Bivol? It's just yes, yes. Some people are saying he don't know where he's from. This fight was actually trying not to be made because of his Russian roots. Bivol's Russian roots, man. But at the end of the day, this is boxing. This dude's a person. He dislikes what's going on. He's just here to do his job. This is what he lives for.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, not taking nothing away from Bivol. Like I said, he can counter you too. He's a damn good counter puncher too for a 175. Um, but like I said, I just see Canelo just winning this one later rounds. I'd say it's gonna probably end like I could see it end like a plant 11th round, 10th round, TKO. Um, I'm just saying that only because, like I said, I think this fight's made for Canelo right here, the style. Unless Bivol can come in here and bang with Canelo, make it a Triple G type fight, then okay. Then well, it's yet to be seen. But as of right now, I just see Canelo being too much in the later rounds, busting them down, breaking them down, cutting down the tree like he always does. Winning TKO, I'd say about 11th round.
Okay.
I don't see Dimitri going down very easily. In the beginning, I really don't. Some people are saying knockout in fifth round, but McDonald said fifth round. I was like, dude, like, god damn, bro, give this dude some respect, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like, give this
funny.
dude some respect, bro. But hey, that's Chino for you. Chino don't give it a shit,
Yeah, he don't give a
you know.
shit.
But he's living the life right now, bro. But like I said, it's just like I said, just think it's kind of a bigger fight for Bivol. I don't think he's winning this fight. This is gonna be a very pro Canelo crowd.
Absolutely.
Music to my ears, hell yeah. Yeah, look at yesterday. Look, did you see the weigh-in? Like, bro, that whole T-Mobile lot was freaking full. Like, who's the face of boxing?
Hold on, real quick. Who's the face of combat sports, bro? Not just boxing,
Shit. Yeah. Pretty. He is. You can't say that Canelo isn't the face of all combat sports right now.
right?
He's bringing in the money. He's bringing in everything. It's one guy. This is one dude. That's
I
like
was
Mayweather. That's like Mayweather used to do. But Mayweather didn't do what Canelo's doing right now at the same age.
no.
By the time Canelo's done with this, he'll be the best ever, and all people are gonna have to say is, "Oh, Mayweather schooled him." Yeah, not a prime Canelo. Oh, but he had 40 fights. Doesn't mean he's in his prime.
Yeah, I don't like that
Does,
narrative
does,
either.
yeah, doesn't mean
This,
he's in his prime because he had 40 fights, bro. Like this Canelo right here would absolutely, like, I don't give a damn how mad people get. He'll destroy this Mayweather. He'll destroy Mayweather now.
now,
Like
yes, but I think if they were prime for prime, I think
prime. I
that
think
would
that
be an absolute crazy fight.
I couldn't tell you who won that fight. If that's the fight right there. If they fought prime and prime, this Canelo versus that Mayweather, I can't tell you.
Yeah,
Like that
and
one right there. I'll probably have to flip a coin, bro.
yeah. But
Whatever it
here's
lands
here's
on.
the other part of that question. Realistically, if they're both prime for prime, that fight cannot happen at 147 and maybe not even 154 because Mayweather's not a 154 fighter. But he did it that way because he knew what he had at hand. He knew he had a fighter with the
A
crazy
star
fan
in the
base,
making. A star
yeah,
in the making.
with the star power of Canelo. So he knew what he had to do. He got him early. Yeah, people were like, "Oh, well, Canelo agreed to the the whatever the weight class that they chose on." So yeah, he did. So be it. But back to this fight, man. You get a lot. You do get a lot of mixed predictions, a lot of mixed what people are saying. Um, I think Sean Porter said it pretty good, and I agree. And I agree with Sean Porter because
The
to be
boxer or the homie podcast.
Sean Porter.
Yeah. Which one?
Oh yeah, no. Well, Sean Porter just broke. He broke this
Yeah.
fight down.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is What I agree with him is um why I think this fight is a pretty dangerous fight, and it is
It is
almost a 50-50
very.
because a couple things, right? Canelo's fighting a prime Dimitri Bivol, a busy Dimitri Bivol at that.
4 fights in 2 years.
Yeah, 4 fights 2 years. So he's active. He's a 175 pound fighter. He's fighting Bivol at Bivol's best, which he's not making him, rehydrate to a certain weight. He's getting him at all 100%. This is a win-win situation for Canelo, right? He loses. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have the people like, oh wow, that's what was gonna happen.
We
Um,
told you.
we
We
told
told
you he
you
isn't
this.
who he is. We told you he wasn't that great. But to boxing hardcores, we know exactly where this is going to be, man. We know exactly where this is. What this is. We knew that um, this isn't. This is a fight that's going to be pretty dangerous for Canelo. But at the end of it, I do have Canelo winning this. Um, but I think Dimitri Bivol is going to have some success early, and I think it's going to. And I think I think what's going to determine how Canelo adjusts is if he can adjust in these first couple rounds because Bivol, great jab, great right hand, he's got good footwork, he knows how to get in and out, not just
Stand there.
agility. Yeah, he just doesn't stand there. He knows how to get in and out. He knows how to jab. I think he's, me and Chicano the other day we were saying we feel like Bivol might have the speed advantage, and it's not by much.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there at all.
Yeah,
At
so
all.
I'm really looking forward to this fight week, and to top it off, come on, guys, isn't this what the Canelo haters wanted? They wanted to see
The
either
best versus the
Ball,
best.
no, not just that. They wanted to see either him fight against Charlo, Better Biev, and Bivol. Those are the and Ben and Charlo.
Benavides.
Yeah, those are the four. You're getting one of the four, and not at a catch weight. You're getting Bivol at his best, but. I feel with the ring IQ, they both have a great ring IQ, but I think the ring IQ is gonna factor in, and you're gonna see Canelo, start to take over a little bit and make the difference, and he's gonna win a very close majority decision, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna go to all 12, bro. I really don't. Like, I don't see it. Dimitri hasn't been hit to the body like this dude's hitting anybody.
And yeah,
That's the
you're
only
right.
reason.
You're right.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason I'm saying
And
I have it like a plant 11th round. It's late. It's not gonna be early. I mean, if it happens early, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be in awe if it happens early.
honestly,
Especially
even if it happens at any time of the 12 rounds, for me at least, I think I'll be in awe. And and then the thing too is right. We're gonna see if when he fought Kovalev. Yeah, Kovalev was already out of his prime because if this was a prime, Kovalev would be saying the same thing. We don't know if it's a 50-50 fight because Kovalev in his prime was a freaking beast.
yeah. I mean,
So
Kovalev was only 36 when he fought him, but hey.
yeah, he also went. I mean,
But
36 isn't 36 in boxing years. You saw what happened in his last 4 fights. He went, he went to war with Andre Ward. He got beat by I think it was Alvarez. He got knocked out by Alvarez. I mean Alvarez.
actually, no, Kovalev freaking beat Andre Ward. I'm sorry.
Okay, the first fight, but that was a brawl. The
Yeah,
second
yeah. I'm
fight,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care.
yeah. Either way,
Any fan that says that freaking Andre Ward won that first fight, get out of here.
yeah.
Like,
Either way,
go run the-
yeah. Either way, that took a lot out of Kovalev. I think.
yeah, well, I think it did too. Because I mean, when he fought him again, look what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna see now how Canelo's really gonna handle a 175-pound fighter in his prime. So I mean, the weight, the speed is all the attributes that what we know Canelo is known for. Is it really gonna hold up against somebody in their prime against Bivol? Now, if it does, we possibly could see a late stoppage. But I don't see it, and it's not no disrespect to your prediction. If he was to knock him down, bro, I mean, shit. It would
if he
say
knocks him down, it's over, bro. Like that's one knockdown. That's just a matter of time till he ends it.
yeah,
I
man.
mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I think we are gonna see Canelo get hit with one good ass shot tonight, though. Like we are gonna see him get shot with one good one tonight, but that one right there, I think is gonna tell us where he is in this division too. And I think that shot. I think that's the shot I'm waiting for today.
Yeah.
To see if he could take a legit right hand, because I do think he has more power than Triple G.
Yes. Oh, that was my point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
was trying to say
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
Sean Porter thing.
Yeah,
What
he has
Sean
way
Porter
more
was
power than
saying.
Triple G.
Yeah, so that's the thing Sean Porter was saying was he feels like this is a better version of a Triple G because we saw how the first two fights went with Triple G. They were crazy fights. So now he feels that Bivol is faster. He has better footwork and he has a better right hand and a better jab than Triple G. So we're gonna. I think I agree with that. I do think that Bivol is like the 175-pound fighter of Triple G, but better. So it's gonna be a good fight, man.
Hmm?
It's gonna live up to not just the hype, but it's gonna live up to a great fight. Again, I have Canelo winning, but it's
Now,
gonna be a
now,
close majority.
now, this one though. Once this happens, I mean, say Canelo does win, Peter Beef wins, or Joe Smith wins.
Oh, that's the next.
Just do your Triple G now though. You're promised a fight. Third fight with Canelo. Do you take away step aside money to make another undisputed champion, or do you just want Canelo to go in there and just say, you know what, let's end this shit now?
Okay, so that's a good question. Now here's the other question, right? He's Canelo's in a contract for 3 fights. So the 3 fights, I don't think there's a particular order, right?
Hey, calm down. Yeah, my bad.
There's no particular order. So he wins, Joe Smith and Better V. We get the winner of that, and then maybe the third fight should be against Triple G, right? Because we're like, well, who's going to be the third fight? Is it John Ryder? I hope no, but it's not John
No,
Ryder.
it's. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be either Butasi or Ryder.
Yeah.
I'm
So
like I'm about 90% positive.
I
That
won't
that
watch
that's
it. I'll
that's the
watch it.
last
I'll
fight.
watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it
Hey,
later stream. But I would love to see him take. So like we said, we don't know who the 3 fights are, and there's no particular order. So he wins. The winner Smith Better Beef. There's fight number 2, and then the third fight you just give us the Triple G fight at 175 or a catch weight or 168. I think that's what I think. I think those are going to be the 3 fights. Um,
yeah, yeah, me too. I mean, I really hope it works out that way. I mean, because like I said last year, Canelo's gonna undisputed the title in 2 different weight classes in 2 years.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
crazy.
I'm not, and I'm not backing off of that one either because I just think it's gonna happen again. And I think September, and I really do think he fights in September in Mexico City. I really do think he fights there, and he wins undisputed down there.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Right?
like
You
it's
get man, that'd be fucking crazy. Undisputed fight in
in
Mexico
Mexico City
to do it 2 times
in 2 years.
in 2 years. That'd be absolutely nuts, man. But um,
At the age of 32 years old.
mhm, that's some accomplishments right there. And you know what? You're starting to see the tide start to change. You know, you still have some Mexicans that don't like Canelo, but it more now than ever, like they're starting to realize that what he's doing is great.
Yeah,
But
what greatness is.
you still have some in there lingering a little bit that still don't like him. But who cares, man? We're in the now. Like we know what he's doing now, and just enjoy it. Good stuff. But
Just enjoy the fight, man. Like just like we had to enjoy the art of Mayweather, the art of the Sugar Ray Leonards, back then. I mean, that's just a little time, like, just people that grew into stardom.
mhm.
I mean, like I said, I mean, you had Sugar Ray, I mean, Ali, Sugar Ray, De La Hoya, Mayweather. Now we're here, Canelo.
Yeah, because
I mean,
boxing
I
took a
mean,
little bit
just
of like a dry spot in the '70s because you weren't really sure what was going on, and then it
well, yeah,
jumped back
because
into the '80s with the top 4 fight. With the 4 kings. If you
for
haven't
King,
seen it, Julian,
I
I
did.
suggest. What'd you
I
think?
already watched. I already
Shit,
watched it, bro.
sick,
The Durano was my favorite.
bro. I man.
Bro, the Durano was my favorite, bro. Only
Hmm.
because he's one of my favorite fighters of all time. I didn't get to see him fight, live, nothing like that. But of course, I get all the technology. Now we get to watch all their fights.
That's awesome.
But dude, he's just beautiful, dog. Like that dude is like he's just something else, bro.
Mhm.
Like he was. I mean, we talk about like a Shakur Stevenson type thing too. I mean, back then, that's the kind of vibe he gave everybody too. Roberto Duran. Like damn, this kid's bad. Like who the hell's gonna beat him?
Yep. I
And
agree, Chicano. I agree with that. That would be pretty cool to see that happen, man. For him
yeah,
to go
me
back to
too. Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, he needs. I think he needs to make that happen. And everybody else is fighting in their countries.
yeah,
I mean,
they are.
everybody is. I mean, I think just give the Mexican people what they want. I mean, that would be a cool one to travel to too. And what is it, Azteca
Mexico City.
Stadium?
Yeah,
Dude, that thing's like 2 miles, like almost 2 miles high.
yeah, that would be
imagine
something.
trying, imagine
That would
trying
be a
to
six
fight.
round fight.
Yeah, yeah, no shit. I'll be all out of breath. I'll be all even trying to get up there. I'll probably be out of breath trying to cheer.
Yeah. All right, Julian. So
But
any
hey, man,
final thoughts, man? Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
yeah, like I said, man, just watch the fights tonight, man. Just support both. Like I said, if you can't support both UFC and boxing tonight, go ahead. But like I said, I mean, it's gonna be a busy night. It'll be a busy day for combat sports on both sides, UFC to boxing. Just tune in, and just watch greatness tonight, man. You can watch the King, of course. Everybody watch the King. We all know that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just
absolutely, man. Yeah,
so like
exactly,
I said,
guys.
just have a good time, man. Just have a great time tonight. Everybody be safe. I know it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. Mother's Day's tomorrow. I mean, all the mothers out there, just from off the ropes, combat for hope. We just wish all you ladies happy Mother's Day. Monday, of course, is Mexican Mother's Day. Feliz Dia de los Madres as well. For everybody here, everybody that support that celebrates either one or both. To all the moms out there, my mom, I love you dearly. George, man, I know your mom, man, has been going through a hard time lately, but I know you guys supporting the hell out of her big time, bro.
Absolutely, man.
But we know what kind of woman she is. Kind of a strength she has. And just like I said, man, just be there for your mama now, man. She's she's what you guys got, and she's gonna be here. She'll be here for a while, man.
Yeah, first, yeah, me too. Hey, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Mom, I love you too, and we'll see you later on. We'll be there at my brother's house. We'll be watching the boxing. So
Right
that's
on.
what she loves to do. It was funny to see her little inputs on boxing, but she will be there too to support it. Knowing that my dad was a big boxing fan, she'll be there to be watching the boxing with us. Yeah, my final thoughts, you guys tune in. It's a good night of UFC, a good night of boxing. It sucks that they're both on the same night, but if you're able to watch both at the same time, do it. Granted, it's going to happen tonight. Canelo's going to win, of course. It's going to be a really close fight. But, again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Chicano Prophet, thank you, my brother, of course, for tuning in, as you always do, and showing support to Off the Ropes, as we do for you as well.
Heck yeah,
So
my
anybody
brother.
that comes on, go and subscribe to Chicano Prophet. We put some great shows on there. Al Chile, we break down, past fights. We discuss if they're, the controversy or robbery or not. But man, I'm gonna be signing off too. I'm excited for tonight. I got a busy weekend. You got a busy weekend. Mother's Day, Dia de las Madres. Everybody, thanks for
Everything.
tuning in to Off the Ropes.
This is us, though, man. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good one, guys.
A good one.